Hello, sports fans. Welcome to the Oklahoma Sports Report Thunder Finals Edition. That's right, the Thunder are in the finals. First time since 2012.
That's correct.
With me today, Mark Rodgers, as always. Mark, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. This has been a fun ride.
It has. I'm a total fanboy. I'm sorry. I'm not making any excuses. I'm a Thunder fanboy, and I don't have any problem with it. Let me tell you, this right here is the only piece of Thunder gear that I actually own, other than my wife bought me this for the show.
Is that from the 2012 finals?
That's from the 2012 finals, right there, folks. That's my Thunder gear.
Item.
I'm not allowed to wear it,
right?
But I do keep it. But and Mark, let me just be open about this. Is that I think this is the biggest sports story in Oklahoma City Thunder history for sure, but maybe in Oklahoma sports history, because of the amplification. If the Thunder win, they'll be world champions.
Yeah, that's true. There are great Oklahoma ties to sporting events. There are Olympians. There's Jim Thorpe. There's John Smith. There's Shannon Miller. There is great golf that has been played from Oklahoma with multiple major winners. And so across the board, you have Mickey Mantle and Johnny Bench, the influence in baseball. So Oklahoma is a state that really is passionate about their sports. And we all know about Oklahoma football and some of the great sports that Oklahoma State has as well. But this is one kind of unifying factor within Oklahoma, and on a league that is so viewed by the rest of the world. This is, I think you're right.
Yeah, and
an
that
opportunity to win a championship at this level is something that, when you and I were growing up, probably didn't think there would be much of a chance to do.
Well, when we were growing up, we didn't know what the NBA was hardly. I mean, it was Boston Celtics and Philadelphia 76ers, and that was about it.
You were at the Minnesota Lakers?
Yeah, I was not quite there. I was after the fact when they were already in LA.
Okay.
But I did know why they were named the Lakers. But it is, to me, it's the biggest story because, as you said, the impact. The whole world now views NBA in a whole different light. Whereas before, in 2012, we were young fans. We were just getting into the NBA. And as the guy that's been on the radio for a long, long time, you saw that transition from, in the spring, it was always spring football. OU spring football, OSU spring football. And then slowly, when the Thunder did well, it became, hey, how are the Thunder going to do? And then all of a sudden, they're in the finals 2012, and we were just beginning to know what fandom was like.
And they've done such a great job of building this franchise. They've had to go through some adversity of players wanting to leave with free agency, but the way that Sam Presti has dialed up this team and put it together, especially some of the moves that he's made in this offseason, has been incredible.
Well, and here's what I enjoy. Two things. One is the national media now are picking up on this narrative that the Thunder are for real. They're going to be here, and they're going to be here for a long time. And this with the present strata of what they're exhibiting now on the court.
Yeah, I think this is a team that really does not have a big national exposure. It hasn't yet. That I think people are finding out how good they are, something that we've known this year, and I think some at the end of last year. But that's only going to set up for bigger things going forward into next year with this team. So everybody knows now.
And the second thing I was going to talk about is the fans. Okay, when the Thunder went to the finals in 2012, okay, the fans were just learning how to be fans. They were just kind of, okay, yay. Now, after going through that and then the lean years, they are dedicated fans now.
I think the fans have been really, really good. I think the intellect of the fans has gone up. I mean, some of the kids that used to go experience those things that have now grown up. I work with one, Matt Ravis, the sports animal. They really are much more knowledgeable about the NBA than I think people were in 2010, 11, or 12. But I'm not going to give I'm just going to say I'm going to still give those fans some props. Like that Lakers series in 2010, off the charts, great. Finals in 2012 went south. Don't mean that as a pun about Miami, but it did turn towards the Heat pretty quickly. And I think this is a much better opportunity for Oklahoma City to claim the championship.
And we are here for it. Hey, we are at the Garage in Midtown. You got to come by. You got Rad Hour from 3 to 7 every. Wait a minute, it said 3 to 11. I can't see that. Yeah, 3 to 11. Anyway, Rad Hour at the Garage. All the garages around the metro area, but the one at Midtown here is particularly great, and that's where we are. We want to thank the Garage for hosting us today, and we'll be right back with more Oklahoma Sports Report.
Experience the Trails Golf Club, Norman's premier private club. Play our beautiful 18-hole championship course with practice facilities, Bermuda fairways, and well-maintained bent grass putting surfaces. Our members enjoy social events and activities for the whole family, including active men's and women's golf associations and junior golf programs. Shop major brands like Titleist, Ping, Callaway, and FootJoy in our pro shop. Become a member of Norman's best golf club today. The Trails, where members become family.
Reveal the skin you've always wanted with Morpheus 8 at the new Laser Light. Combining the power of microneedling and radio frequency, Morpheus 8 stimulates collagen production to tighten, smooth, and contour your skin. It's a non-surgical solution for scars, wrinkles, and other blemishes, perfect for your face, neck, and body. Experience youthful, radiant skin with minimal downtime. Schedule your consultation today at the new Laser Light and discover a new you with Morpheus 8.
You are the most beautiful creation under the sun. Daily Informations. You are going to make Table 14 so happy. And you are being taken away. All right. At Neighborhood Jam, you deserve breakfast as beautiful as you. So start the day right with scratch-made favorites, morning or midday, every day. Treat yourself to Neighborhood Jam. You're gonna taste just as good tomorrow.
And welcome back, Oklahoma Sports Report Thunder Finals Edition. That's right, so excited. Thunder will be in the finals against the Indiana Pacers. Looking at this, Mark, I mean, you've been in radio, they've been asking these kind of questions. You've been analyzing this for weeks now. But the Pacers are a good team. They're a high-energy team. They don't turn the ball over very much. They play solid defense, not great defense, and they shoot the ball well. The Thunder play tough defense, as everybody knows, and they have MVP of the league in SGA. Your thoughts leading up to this first game here of the final?
I think there's been different keys for Oklahoma City throughout the playoffs in each series. The rebounding was a big key against Denver. The Thunder stepped up in a couple of games and were able to rebound very well. The key for the Thunder in this series is, can they force turnovers? Tyrese Halliburton is a very, very good point guard. He's going to handle the basketball better than anyone did in the last series with Minnesota. Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle were used to having the ball in their hands. Most of the time, those were high turnover guys. So if the Thunder, which has really a rarity of defensive combinations that they can utilize on teams, off the bench, in the starting lineup, all of the Thunder starting lineup are good defenders. Then they can bring even better defenders off of the bench. And Caruso, Cason Wallace has been really good in this series, and it kind of goes from there. So if the Thunder can keep Tyrese Halliburton from penetrating to dish, then I think the Pacers' three-point shooting percentage goes down, which has been really good during the playoffs. The number one tough guard for me for the Pacers is Pascal Siakam. He's an NBA champion. He's got an unorthodox offensive game. He can pass out of double teams, and he can score if he's guarded one-on-one. He's also pretty good in transition. So I think the Thunder were going to give him some attention, some doubles, similar to what they've done in the playoffs so far. Their defensive rotations, though, are so good that they're able to quickly get around and get into those passing lanes to force turnovers. So, again, if the Thunder can force Indiana into making mistakes and get transition baskets, it's going to be very difficult for the Pacers to win.
Well, and pointing that out, Here we go. Here's our food for the day. We have a wonderful crispy chicken salad here that's part of this with cheese, all of the pico, all of this wonderful stuff, bacon bits, and guacamole.
They do not cheat you here at the garage on the portions.
They give you all the stuff you want, and then the cheeseburger is coming here.
They got this right. They put the cheeseburger in front of me.
I'm the salad guy and you're the cheeseburger guy. Hey, you got to come to the garage and enjoy the wonderful food. You got the salad. This happens to be a crispy salad here, all the things you can put on it. And it's wonderful. And of course, the cheeseburger can't be beat.
Yeah, that's outstanding.
Can't be beat. Let's go back to what you were talking about, turnovers. Okay, and that's how Thunder have been eating up the other teams. They've been able to turn games completely around by creating turnovers. Therese Halliburton is the least amount of turnovers in the playoffs up to this point. He has had a lot of games where he's had 15 or so assists, 0 turnovers. That's going to be a key. I'm glad you brought that up. The other thing to me is shooting. The Thunder haven't been great at three-point shooting. I mean, that's probably been their biggest weakness in the playoffs so far. And on the other hand, the Pacers have been shooting the three ball pretty good. So to me, if the Thunder can change that and make them shoot less, and the Thunder increase their three-point shooting, I think that'll bode well. Now, I don't think that we're going to get, I say we because I'm a fanboy, okay? I'm a fanboy. I very rarely say that. But the Thunder still get some of their turnovers, but they're just not going to get the number that they've been in the past.
Yeah, the brilliant thing about Oklahoma City is that, shooting is it's random. It's random sometimes over long stretches. I mean, just look at Lou Dort. He's gone through some stretches where he shot really well, and he's gone through some stretches where he shoots really poorly. But Oklahoma City has taken that variance away as a liability. They shot 33% so far during the playoffs, and here they are in the NBA Finals. But that's because of their defense, that's because of the transition offense, and that's because of the mid-range excellence of J-Dub and SGA.
And let's get to SGA. He's the MVP. All right. Basic knowledge would say if SGA has a good series, Thunder win. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
That to me is probably the biggest major key for everybody to focus in on, and easiest.
Well, can the Pacers on the other end, you're talking about doubling, can the Pacers come up with a defense that makes SGA uncomfortable, that forces him to take the ball out of his hands without getting it back? The Thunder did that to Ant-Man in the last series. And remember, if you listen to his postgame after Game 1, he was like, I shot 13 times, that's not enough. You go back to the decisive game in Minnesota, he shoots 13 times. I mean, and so SGA has gotten high shot volume, and he's going to make a high percentage of those. So the Pacers, they like to run. They do have some good defensive assets on their team. If they can get the ball out of SGA's hands where he can't get it back, then that could be problematic for Oklahoma City.
Okay, we're going to go into break with this thought, and then when we come back, I want you to talk about it. Coaches.
Yes.
Mark Dagnall, Rick Carlisle. When we get back, we are at the Garage Midtown, where you can come in and get this wonderful food, a salad if you so choose, a crispy chicken salad, or the basic cheeseburger. All those are excellent here at the Garage.
Reveal the skin you've always wanted with Morpheus 8 at the new laser light. Combining the power of microneedling and radio frequency, Morpheus 8 stimulates collagen production to tighten, smooth, and contour your skin. It's a non-surgical solution for scars, wrinkles, and other blemishes, perfect for your face, neck, and body. Experience youthful, radiant skin with minimal downtime. Schedule your consultation today at the new laser light and discover a new you with Morpheus 8.
You are the most beautiful creation under the sun. Daily Informations. You are going to make Table 14 so happy. And you are being taken away. All right. At Neighborhood Jam, you deserve breakfast as beautiful as you. So start the day right with scratch-made favorites. Morning or midday, every day. Treat yourself to Neighborhood Jam. You're gonna taste just as good tomorrow.
Experience the Trails Golf Club, Norman's premier private club. Play our beautiful 18-hole championship course with practice facilities, Bermuda fairways, and well-maintained bent grass putting surfaces. Our members enjoy social events and activities for the whole family, including active men's and women's golf associations and junior golf programs. Shop major brands like Titleist, Ping, Callaway, and FootJoy in our pro shop. Become a member of Norman's best golf club today, The Trails, where members become family.
And welcome back, Oklahoma Sports Report Thunder Finals Edition. Mark Rodgers, Ricky, here from the Midtown Garage, where you can come and fill up. Get that garage fill up.
That's good.
With a cheeseburger or a salad, French fries, tacos, whatever you want. Here at all the garages around the metro area. Great place to come and eat. And also, Rad Hour, you get cocktails discounted and beer discounted. So all that here at the garage. So right before break, coaches. Rick Carlisle, which I admire greatly. I think he's a great coach. And Mark Daigneault, who is probably, to me, the best coach the Thunder have ever had, without a doubt, but maybe one of the top coaches in the NBA.
I think Mark Daigneault and his staff, they've just done an incredible job with the development of this team, creating good habits, getting them to play hard. Again, I think a lot of that is on player development too, which the players have done well there. Rick Carlisle's a good coach. If you ask me to check mark one of the two coaches in this series, I think you have to give credit to Carlisle because of his NBA championship, and he's been to another NBA Finals. Daigneault is an up-and-coming coach, but it certainly has done very, very well in his own right. I think both coaches are going to be really good. I don't think that there is a real adjustment that can be made that can flip this series where you could say, oh, that coaching adjustment was the difference.
Yeah, just because that coach did this.
The Pacers have a bigger challenge there because the Thunder have more talent. I mean, the Thunder are a prohibitive favorite to win this series. They're
historically.
Yeah, they're almost a double-digit favorite in Game 1. That hasn't happened very many times in the history of the NBA Finals for a team to be a double-digit favorite. So the coaching onus is on Carlisle. He has to come up with a plan that we really haven't seen yet to try to defend the Thunder. Maybe the Nuggets type of zone, but the personnel for Indiana isn't. It's not the same.
But they haven't played that yet. Mm-hmm. They're a man-to-man team, and it's hard for a team to go away from what they are.
Yeah.
You know, and be something else when they're this far along. But you did make a point to me. If Rick Carlisle could devise a way to get the ball out of Shea's hands more often, then I think that may be a point of reference that we could go back to. Speaking of that, who do you think they will put on Shea?
I think it'll be a lot of double teams. I think it's Andrew Nembhard. He's probably their best perimeter defender. Aaron Nesmith works really hard. He can fight over screens, and he hustles a ton, and he's always around the ball. He's really got a great nose for the ball. I think if he were a Thunder player, people would really love him. But it will be a lot of different types of combinations, and there's going to be a bunch of doubles.
Let's go on the other side. Who guards Halliburton?
Halliburton's going to be guarded by, I think, primarily will be Dort. I think the Thunder are going to transition out of the big lineup, and I think that job's going to go to Caruso, and I think it's going to go to Case and Wallace because both those guys are a little bit quicker than Lou is. Lou's strong, and Lou can also at times guard Siakam and help with doubles there. I think the Thunder have to play with one big. Miles Turner is a stretch big, and the Pacers really don't have a lot of other. They've got Bryant off the bench that's a big that plays spot minutes. I mean, they could do something interesting with both of those guys, but that would play to the Thunder's strength. So I think you're going to have to see. You'll see a rotation between Chet and Ihart, not those guys on the floor together a lot.
I think they'll still start both of them. I still think they start both, but they'll bring Chet out early. The first 4 or 5 minutes, they'll bring him out, set him down for a couple of minutes, and then they'll bring Ihart off. Case and Chet go back in, and we go from there. And I think it stays that way most of the first half and second half. And who knows? I mean, Mark's been known to, if something shows itself, he'll start Ihart on the bench in the second half.
Yeah, I don't think really Oklahoma City wants to put Chet on Siakam by himself or J-Dub on him by himself for a lot of period of time because it takes them a little bit out of transition because I think he's going to play most of the time around the basket. We'll see. It's an interesting matchup on him.
It's going to be fun. It is going to be fun, and I can't wait. Hey, we are at the garage at Midtown. If you want some wonderful food, you got to come down and get a burger, a salad, tacos, whatever you want. You and your family need to come. And welcome back. Final segment of Thunder edition of the Oklahoma Sports Report. Mark Rodgers, Rick Heath from the Midtown Garage here, where you can get wonderful food and have Rad Hour every afternoon and discounted cocktails and beer. Let's talk real briefly about the bench. I think the bench favors the Thunder quite handily because you've got Casey Wallace, if he doesn't start, and Caruso, Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, Jay Will, and they've got a decent bench. The hoop, I think is the hidden key on the bench, T.J. McConnell for the Pacers.
Yeah, he's been really good. I mean, and his minutes kind of can depend on what else is going on. If Neesmith's shooting threes well, or Nembhard is, then McConnell's minutes are limited. But he can come in and take the pressure off Tyrese Halliburton by dribbling the ball. He's got the ball in his hands. He's pretty good at that. He's scrappy. He's not going to get killed on defense because he plays hard and he tries hard.
You know, and he's kind of one of those guys from the bench that'll give him a spark if they get him a chance. Matherin's pretty good. Ben Matherin, he's an outstanding athlete, but he doesn't always make good decisions. So, that's kind of tough for the Pacers to have indecision there.
Yeah, but their bench, he has led the team in scoring in the playoffs. I mean, and he did go in the Knicks and draw a ton of fouls and play some smart basketball. Got to the free throw line and helped them out a lot. So it's a good bench. I mean, I think that the bench is not. The Minnesota bench was also a pretty good bench, but the Thunder outplayed them.
Well, you can't talk about the bench without talking Alex Caruso.
Right.
I mean, he's probably the second most important player against the Nuggets.
No doubt. And his energy and effort off the bench is going to be a huge problem for Indiana.
So I look at the bench being a plus on there, and we'll see how that works out, but I think that's a huge plus for the Thunder. Okay, I got a couple of questions for you.
All right.
The Thunder lose
if they get outscored in transition baskets. I mean, that was the key for Oklahoma City in the last series. Oklahoma City's assist to turnover ratio is very high, and the Thunder get a ton of points in the paint because they get baskets in transition. Indiana also loves baskets in transition. So if they beat Oklahoma City at their strength, then I think that could be a problem for Oklahoma City.
To me, the Thunder lose if they can't make shots.
Okay.
If they can't make the open threes that they're going to get, they're going to have a hard time, because if they can shut down or slow down Shea, that limits the Thunder limits their scoring. The other thing on that is they lose if they can't create any turnovers, and I don't know yet if they can do that, but we'll see. All right. Opposite side, the Thunder win if.
Well, the Thunder win if they win turnover. They win the turnover battle, like you said. I mean, Oklahoma City is not going to turn over the ball very much. They take really good care of it. SGA has the ball in his hands most of the time, and he's excellent at that. So I do expect the Thunder to win the turnover battle in this series, because I think it's going to be tough for Tyrese Halliburton to win off of the bounce.
I think the Thunder win if the top three for the Thunder do what the top three are supposed to do. If Chet, J-Dub, and SGA score what they're doing each day, I think the bench will take care of itself, the periphery will take care of itself, and the Thunder win.
I mean, I think the Thunder win unless something crazy happens, because we just think of all these scenarios. Yeah. The Thunder, Chet, and Dub didn't perform very well at times in the Denver series, and they won because Alex Caruso guarded Jokic. I mean, the Thunder at times had that statistical anomaly in Game 4 where they lost everything on the statistical battle, but yet won the game, in which Minnesota shot over 50% from the field. So this Thunder team is special. It's because of the defense. It's because of the things that they do intangibly.
I think the next time we get together, we're going to be talking about a Thunder victory in the finals, and I hope so, because I'm a Thunder fanboy.
We're not jinxing anything.
We're not jinxing anything. And we'll see you next time on the Oklahoma Sports Report.